Let's real quick though, just give you a rundown, bro, for the people that don't know you. How long have you been playing bass, Bryant? Let's hear it.
I don't know. How old am I? So
about as long as he's been growing those dreads.
Okay.
Yes.
The first time I ever saw you in my entire life in high school, you were playing a bass.
Yeah.
That's how long you've been playing.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah, that's right.
This was went to high school.
We met in high school through Colin O'Hare.
Yeah.
Alex was friends with Colin, and this is just a whole
back in
mutual
the day,
friend group.
that's right.
It's such a small fucking world, bro.
It's weird.
And I didn't know until years and years
Yeah, that
later
was
when we
it.
started hanging out again. I was like, wait a second.
Yeah.
That was fucking Bryant back then. I'm like, no way.
Yeah,
But well, there was a weird time we had Colin O'Hare at my grandmother's house. We were just hanging out there, and Bryant came over, and there was like a mini reunion.
Well, what happened was I didn't know you were talking about the same homie.
Yeah.
We were I came over. You were like, bro, come smoke weed. I'm of course. And then he's like, yeah, this homie's coming over. I'm like, what's his name? Colin. I'm like, where do you live? And you told me, and I was like, that motherfucker. And then I put two and two together. I'm like, okay, yes, yeah. I don't know. It's just funny when you get that reunion and you just don't know you guys were all in a clique back in the day.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's up. So what would you say? The high school or?
I say so it's 13 years I think, going on 14. So I played guitar first when I was 11 for a couple years and just was figuring things out, and then I got a bass when I was 13. It was 13 or 12. It was in between the two, and then I just fell in love with it. There's certain things where you get in your life and for some reason you can just express on it.
Yeah.
And it's not, I wasn't saying I know how to play it. I'm just something about it is comfortable. The resonance of it is just something that is something that will give you I don't know, something to look forward to. And when I grew up, it wasn't a big thing where I was yeah, I got hella homies, I got this and that. I literally just was by myself practicing, and growing up in a household that was just kind of shit happens. And then it's one of those things where I'm I needed the out, and the two things was bass and anime, and I mean, and that's why I do the things I do now. That's why I'm I don't know, it just gives me power to push forward and keep playing, keep doing things, and just look up and be I know I'll be okay. I got this shit, and I don't know, see where it takes me. That's why I met all you guys.
Yeah.
Literally, it's just through playing, and it's I realize the more I put into it, the more I'm gonna get out of it, and be it, I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about knowledge. I'm talking about friendships, people that you call family, and it's experiences you'll never get unless you get there. And it's right. And putting in the work, and even though I wasn't in any bands back in the day, just learning how to play, I just knew there was a goal to get out there and do things. I saw this anime called Beck Mongolian Chop Squad, and it's about this kid who plays guitar. He's trying to learn how to play guitar. He's just homies in high school with a bunch of kids who are older than him, and and they're just all in a dank band, and he's I want to be a part of that. So he picks up guitar and just starts figuring it out, and that's inspired me, because I'm you see the journey of the musician through it, and they did it really well. And it's one of those things where I just look up and be damn, I want to do that. I want to find a band. I want to play festivals. I want to do this and that, and then years later, if I told my younger self what I'm doing, he'd be proud. And it's the same thing. It's I'm sure in another 10 years of whatever happens, I'll be proud of who I am now. Today. So it's it's crazy.
It's hard to find good movies and good media that accurately represent the path of a musician.
Yeah.
There's really not that many things. It's always I got this haunted guitar, and it's so stupid. You gotta sell your soul.
Speaking of, did you guys see Soul? You guys see
a long
that
time
shit?
ago? Yeah,
No, I heard kind of mixed reviews.
So can I
from
tell you,
musicians.
I did not like it. This motherfucker, the main musician on there was a bitch. He was complaining about how he didn't get the gig, and then he dies and shit, and he's crying some more.
Boo-hoo, yeah.
Fuck that motherfucker. He had a bunch of students in his classroom. He's give up on music. Because he didn't get a gig. He's give up. Why am I teaching? What do I care? And it's fuck you, motherfucker. You didn't get that gig because you didn't practice. You did not get that gig because you did not practice. That's
that movie is half baked as fuck.
Yeah,
bro.
but I get what they're going for, but it's I feel like a non-musician wrote it, and they're oh, we're just gonna teach people about the afterlife through musicians, and it's
bro,
get it right.
If you're a jazz teacher or a music teacher at an actual school and you can't get any gigs, it's
I
don't know that I would trust sending my kid to that teacher, bro.
Well, but no one thinks about it. No one thinks about it. They're all just these guys know, the professors.
Right. They're teach them notes, teach them scales, and don't molest them.
Yeah, exactly. Checklist 101. You know what I'm saying? making a musician.
Right.
But like at the end of the day, it's like
Just don't play him like an oboe.
fuck. I left school because of how much I just wasn't learning because the teachers were depressed, dude. Oh my
depressed.
god. I walked into a bathroom one time and I saw the jazz instructor almost crying. And I was like, "Are you okay?" He's like, "No." I was like, "Yo, dude, come on."
In high school, wait.
No, this was in college.
Oh, yeah.
in college. And
At least they can level with you in
Bro.
college.
Yeah. They're like, no, dude, it ain't good.
I was like, "Are you okay?" And it's crazy. And like, if that's the person teaching you how to play, you're gonna be depressed. And you're gonna not know. That point of view is spiteful when someone's like, "I hate what the world's given me." It's like because you created this path. It's like you can end up wherever.
Right.
I mean, sometimes people definitely end up in situations that aren't in their control. But like, and like, if you're a teacher and you have all this knowledge and you don't gig, you need to give the students perspective of gigging because that's what they're in for.
I think a lot of music teachers are just would have been successful musicians, but they just didn't pull out.
Yeah, they're geology teachers.
Like they had a kid and they're like, I need a 401k. And that's really what it is.
You
They just
gotta
didn't pull out.
Now, something Andrew Tate said, or
What?
on a podcast, actually struck
go.
with me. He's like, I never let like my circumstances fucking like hold me back. Essentially, I take 100% accountability, even if it was like technically out of my control. It's
Yeah.
like you consider everything that you do and be like, how is this my fault? Essentially,
Right.
And it's just a way to reframe like how you can get better and move past shit. So. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Full accountability.
No, it is. Yeah, good.
Yeah, I was just gonna say. So then, taking it up, you said you didn't really intend to get in a band, but you just knew that was something you'd want to do. Like,
yeah.
when did you first? What was your first band you were in? Like, when did you play your first show and stuff
okay,
like
so
that?
I was at Oak Grove High, and like they had this thing called Rock Out Loud. It was just a concert, right? Like you're in a guitar class, everybody's like, "Oh, we're gonna play. You gotta play for a grade."
Yeah.
I flunked the entire class until I get until Rock Out Loud, and then he gives me all the credit because I usually bring a cool band. But like the first band I played with, it was this cool trio, and it was like the drummer was this cat who lived in an RV park, and he was like 17, living by himself. And me, him, and a guitar player would just stuff all our equipment in an RV and just fucking shred for hours. And it's like we're just figuring it out together. And like we would go to sports bars and stuff like that. But like, and like I'd be so critical about myself after performances. I'd be like, I fucked up, I suck. And it's like that's the it happens. But
yeah.
But it just kept encouraging me, like because like what happens is you make more friends.
Yeah.
You seeing like because like the kid from like I said with me, it's like I just had my bass when I was younger. I have a few select homies that I've taken through time with me for sure. But like for the main part, like high school, I wasn't talking to people. I was just like go home and practice and then like when I found other people who do the same thing, you just find this connection where you're like, oh, you're like me, you know, like
Yeah.
and like you can see it in different ways. It doesn't
Other
have,
cave dwellers.
yeah, exactly. Oompa boonga, you know what I'm saying? And it's like I don't know. You can see it in different things. It doesn't have to be the person has to be a musician, but you can see the spirit of somebody who's just like, oh, you know. It's like
Yeah.
you can tell they're trying to push something with what they have, and it's like. But like my first band was just this cool little trio, and we just play out and about like Elk Grove Sports Bar on the open mic night.
Oh, nice.
Fucking oh my god! When my mom dropped my bass down the staircase before we had to play, and it duct taped the neck of the bass. Oh god, it was a nightmare. But
Did
like,
you do
it
Rock
work?
Out Loud every year?
every year that I was there, so I was there only a couple of years just because of how much I didn't do school. I literally snuck under the radar. The counselor brought me in on like the third year, like, and he's like, how did we miss you? They're like, you are literally not doing anything. I'm like, no, fucking what? What do you want, dude? I get it. They're like, and I'm not saying I'm dumb. I'm just saying I just didn't like school and like.
No, hell yeah.
It fucking does, dude.
Yeah,
School fucking sucks.
I
bro.
knew how dumb it was because like I literally. The other school I went to, I got sick of people calling me a dumbass, so I just literally graduated with straight A's. I was like, I can show you how easy this is.
Yeah.
And it's like, I just chose to put my eggs in a different basket. I'm like, I just want to play bass. And like everything, I like, if I was in a math class, I'd be reading bass player magazines. If I was at gym, I would be shedding in the bleachers. I wouldn't dress up. I'd be like, no, get out of here. And like, I ain't doing shit. and it's like, and it's nothing against the teachers, but I'm like, you kind of know what you want to do at a certain age when you find something that gives you life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?